Today's episode is sponsored by people who misspell your name. My name, Tom, T-O-M, Tom, not hard.
Not hard.
Yeah.
Did we put a H in it?
Yes. It's just one person, and I can't name names for legal reasons.
If you didn't name the names, you'd spell it wrong anyway. So
yeah, it's somebody that I work with who may or may not be my manager's manager. Yeah, that's about as much as it. Yeah, but Thom. They spell it Thom. Even though, right, where I work, we have email signatures with our names in, and my email signature says Tom, spelled T-O-M.
How hard is it? I have the same problem. So when I'm professional, I don't go by Johnny because, sounds like I'm a teenager.
That's fair enough, yeah.
So I go by John, right?
Okay.
Now, granted, it's not a common way of spelling John because I spell it Jon because, again, it's derived
from Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yeah.
So with only one H in it, without the pre-NH, as it were. So, and I'm the same. I forgive people the first time because it makes sense.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
People, when you say the name John, people think John, right? Yes. But when it says on my email signature that you read every day Jon, do you think I've spelt it wrong? Do you think I made the mistake?
Clearly, they go, it's his name, but he's clearly spelled it wrong. So let's correct it. Let's keep correcting it until he finally changes it.
He means John, like a proper biblical name is what he means.
Which is my middle name.
Bible, John.
Yeah.
John the Baptist.
John the Baptist. Yeah, that is my middle name. It's Tom, John the Baptist Heavens.
What does that make me? Does that make me Jesus?
Yes, you are Jesus.
There you go. Platypi Podcast. There's your soundbite. Platypi Podcast, bigger than Jesus. It went so well for the Beatles.
It did.
Good for us.
It did. We're back.
We're back.
We are actually back.
We are. It took a while, and I take the lion's share responsibility for our lateness. But, I had things to do. Cecil tried to form a union and went on strike, but we soon pushed that.
Yeah.
I
don't know how he thought that a union made up of him and some coconuts with faces on sticks was enough to overthrow the empire.
Yeah, all right, it fooled us for the first few days.
It did.
But once, he stumbled and knocked over one of the coconuts, our suspicions grew.
Yeah.
Now, when he knocks over the fourth coconut, I mean, we knew there and then that this was some sort of coconut charade.
It did take a while.
What did he call them when they have the coconut shy? Some coconut shy. We knew there and then it was a coconut charade.
Yes.
Charade. I'm trying to force this pun, Tom.
I know you are. I can tell. It's yeah.
Not me. But I'm rusty. My pun wheels are rusty. They've gathered pun rust.
Pun rust. Prost. That's an interesting one. That Prost. No.
Well, thank you for the sponsor. I was thinking on our break,
year and a bit long break. Oh no, we didn't have a year and a long break, did we? That's bad maths on my part.
I don't know how long we had a break for.
6 months. Christmas special was the last episode.
6 months on, 6 months off. That's fair.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Part-time. So I was thinking on the 6 months we had not doing this.
Yeah.
That what are we going to do one day if we actually get a sponsor? Because no one will believe us.
No, I know. Can you imagine? Like, this episode is sponsored by Pepper Jack
Raid
Cheese.
Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow. Right. Okay. This is our challenge for this season: is to get a sponsorship with Raid Shadow Legends. They will sponsor anybody.
We should email them and ask them to sponsor a podcast.
Yes. 100%. If
And then we can get Papa Pally with him, and he can put a platypus into the game.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
You know what I was playing the other day? Or just me? Me. Yes, it's got to be me. So you know what I was playing the other day? It's just made me think of this. Human Fall Flat.
Oh, that's a fun game.
It's such a fun game. So anyway, I found out after I'd nearly completed the game, you can customize your character. And they've got Jacksepticeye in there. You can get Jacksepticeye's hat and hair, his top with his logo on, his pants for some reason. So
other YouTube personalities are available.
Let's see if we can get either one of us, both of us, a platypus or Cecil into a game by the end of this season.
We've got a full team there. You've got a full roster.
Yeah.
Cecil and a platypus.
Yes. Can you imagine that? Raid Shadow Legends, just that team alone.
What would your special move be?
Eat.
He just
like Kirby. Like Kirby. You know, Kirby like goes and breathes them in. That'd be mine.
And you gain their power.
Yes. That is exactly what I'd do.
That last goblin didn't sit well.
So the other thing to mention as well is we've decided to mix it up a bit for season 2. So as well as this going on all the places you can listen to podcasts, we're filming it and we're going to put the unedited video version on our YouTube channel. So if you want to watch the totally unedited version, head over to our YouTube channel and give it a watch.
Which is a mix of wanting to give something back to our listeners and also just laziness on my part because, you know, we can't bother editing 2 things.
No.
If we're honest.
I agree.
Not until we get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
If we get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, then we'll start uploading edited videos.
Yeah, definitely.
Saying that, I might edit it, but I don't think I will because I'm a lazy bastard.
Because Tom, we keep procrastinating.
Yes, that is exactly it.
That's why.
Talking of procrastination.
It's the first segue of the season.
The first segue of the season. I didn't actually have anything to procrastinate about. I just wanted to throw a segue in there.
Yeah, really.
So it was a really ineffective segue, but
doesn't matter. You get the first. First one's a mulligan, mate. Don't
segue nonetheless. Yeah. So how have you been this past 6 months where we've been off and clearly not spoken for 6 months?
This is the first time I've spoken to you.
First time we've spoken to each other.
Do you still have children? How's the divorce going?
I only have one now.
Oh dear. Yeah.
The other one went to live with Mormons. They came to my door and they knocked on the door and they were like, "Hello, my name is Elder Price." I'm like, "I know you. I've seen a musical with you in Elder Price." I was like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "Well, we just want to talk to you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ." I went, "The thing is, I'm not a religious person. How can I respect religion? I will sit here and listen to you. That's absolutely fine. But how can I get you to leave my door right now?" And he was like, "Give me your firstborn child." So I was like, "Right, okay."
Or buy some double glazing.
The thing is, it's rented property, so I can't do that. So yeah, I was like, okay.
So, I'm sorry, I'll have to stop you there. This is a rented property. I can't.
No, but I can give you my firstborn child. So I was like, Willow, come here. And she came along. I went, "Yeah, this is Elder Price. You're going to go and live with him now." And then just passed her over. They were screaming.
But just whatever you do, don't say the name backwards 3 times.
No,
because that breaks the deal.
It does.
They're like Mormon Rumpelstiltskins.
Rumple Mormons.
Mormon
Stiltskins.
Mormons. The Rumpelmans.
The Rumple.
The Rumpelmans.
I'm trying not to laugh too much because I've got a cough, and if I laugh too much, I will just end up choking.
Have you got COVID?
No.
No.
I'm double vaccinated.
Because if I get track and trace from a Zoom call, I'm going to be very upset.
That'd be pretty cool. That. Like
you've had two. I've already had the one.
Oh no, I've had both. I think right. Okay, let's have a conversation about this actually. So I think it's because I'm fat. So they were calling up. This is going back. When was it? It was February. They were calling up. I think over 50s. Got a phone call, and like, book him for your first job. I'm like, yeah, definitely. And I was like, the thing is, I'm not even 30 yet. So why have they booked me in? I was like, it must be because I'm fat. It must be
because you're over 50 kilograms.
Stone.
Yeah, 50 stone.
I probably am. So yeah, I am double vaccinated. I am now immune to coronavirus.
I think it's only 95% effective, isn't it? So you're not quite immune.
I am immune.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
I know that I'm ruining it by talking about this, but this is actually an excellent segue.
It is. It's perfect.
Our rather, and we apologize, our rather clickbaity title.
Oh, yes.
The platypus can cure COVID.
Platypus can cure COVID. This is how I've gone so long without getting COVID. I just went and found the only platypus in the UK and just licked it.
Yeah, just wringed it out for its milk.
Yeah, exactly.
Because as we all know, altogether,
platypuses don't have nipples.
And they sweat milk. So, this is your first actual platypus fact of the new season. And it comes from, oh God, Geneng News.
Geneng News. Geneng News. Geneng News. News.
I reckon that stands for. Oh, it says right here, genetic engineering and biology news.
There you go. Where's the B? Sense. Is the B like silent?
That's a good point. It's a silent B. No, it's the opposite of silent because you still say it, but it's not there. It's not written. So what do you call a letter that you say but isn't written? A def?
A geneng. Geneng. Yeah.
So I'm going to butcher this because this article, being from Geneng, is a bit heavy on the science.
I'm just looking. Some of these words aren't words.
No, these scientists are playing silly. They're being funny with it.
Yeah.
So Muggins over here had to go and Google some Greek letters.
Okay.
Yeah, let's term things in ancient Greek because people still say that. That's not a dead language. No. Let's roll out the Latin while we're at it.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. So here's an abridged version of which I will probably heavily edit.
Yes.
Here we go.
It's literally for us. We're going to have a conversation about this. If you're watching it on YouTube, you're going to hear the whole conversation. But for you guys listening to the podcast, it'll be like 3 words, and then
I didn't realize that is that they're going to see behind. They're going to see the man behind the curtain.
They are.
They're going to see the amount of effort we have to put in to make us sound like we're actually funny.
Yes.
It's all witchcraft. Like
compare the two.
Yeah.
I tell you what, podcast of the year 2021.
These posters aren't even real.
No, neither are these.
Smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, green screen.
An international team of scientists at the University of New Mexico, Monash University, and the NIH has defined a novel T-cell lineage called, now that is like a Y and a U symbol with like the tail on the wrong end, right?
Okay, yeah.
But a brief glance at my Greek alphabet here. Oh, let me do some decoding. So that's gamma, gamma moo. Gamma.
Is this just a frat that have done testing on platypuses?
Yeah.
Gamma moo, gamma moo.
Hey bros, you should go sign up to Gamma Moo. We got all the T cells. Hey broski, you should come sign up to Gamma Moo.
I wish that frats were also a British thing. Because can you imagine a British frat initiation? Go on, go push Doris off the zebra crossing.
Here you go.
Hey, you fucking what, mate? Yeah, you're starting, mate.
Net this cask of cider. Eat all these pies.
Down it.
I like to drink. Ow. Right. So I forgot it. The gamma moos.
Gamma moo. Will you do the fandango?
That's a different frat. The gamma moos hate the fandangos.
The fandangos.
So they found a novel T cell lineage called the gamma moo T cells, which isn't
very original name. That
which isn't a biker gang from the film Grease.
Oh.
So it's found only in marsupials, your kangaroos and your possums.
Okay.
All right. And monotremes.
Here we go.
Little platypuses. It says double platypuses. That's wrong. They're called platypuses.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot. We accept platypus and platypi. That's it. So, evidence from the gamma moos came with the discovery of genes encoding for the TCR moo protein. Oh god,
moo protein.
The TCR moo protein,
or as I like to call it, milk.
Right, so that's all boring science nonsense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So T cells, from my high school biology understanding of it, are like the white blood cells, right?
Okay,
that gets rid of the bad stuff.
Yes,
right. So, we can add to the platypus's list of superpowers. It's got super white blood cells.
Super white.
They can't get COVID because they've got gamma moos going on.
Gamma moos.
And they just,
super white and the gamma moos.
Super white and the gamma moos. That's a fantastic band name.
That is a fantastic band name, and that is the name of our episode.
No, the name of the episode's got to be, otherwise the clickbait won't work.
Oh, yeah, all right, okay.
In big capital letters, the platypuses cure COVID, question mark, exclamation mark, question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, question mark.
Platypuses, platypi, platypus.
Platypus. So, I've missed some paragraphs. Okay, so they used some science wizardry and some more Greek. Noteworthy was a president. So they found an additional single antibody-like segment called, that's more VMU. VMU.
Don't want to know what a VMU is.
These frats are just building, aren't they? Called VMU domain, with an architecture resembling to nanobodies, which is a unique type of antibody. Right, so these crazy platypuses have got different antibodies than we have, right?
Yeah,
and this discovery raised the possibility that gamma moo T cells recognize pathogens using novel mechanisms, which is just a posh way of saying different mechanisms, distinct from conventional T cells. These crazy platypuses got crazy immune systems, right? The discovery of nanobody-like structure in the gamma moo TCR has the potential to expand the immunology toolbox. Indeed, nanobodies discovered in the camel family, alpacas, have recently attracted considerable interest for their development as research and diagnostic tools, and more importantly, as immunotherapeutics in humans to combat cancer and viral infections such as COVID-19. The platypus is going to cure COVID-19.
That's incredible.
It's not clickbait.
It's not clickbait, but it is a little bit. You lost me at Gamma Moo.
Oh, aside from this does sound like a fantastic way to get more superpowers. If you start injecting the T cells of camels into people, you're gonna get Camel Man.
Camel Man. We had a discussion about Camel Man.
We did.
And the Camel Mobile.
Yeah.
Which is weird. If you actually Google camel car, there is a Camel Mobile. Well, that's where I got that picture from that I sent you.
Do you reckon with the Camel Mobile, I can't be said Camel Mobile,
it's
you only have to like put like petrol in it like once every 3 months?
Yes.
Its fuel efficiency is like through the roof.
It doesn't have to pay a congestion charge in London.
That's true. Partly because it's a camel.
Yeah.
Also because it's a car.
Yeah. Is it a camel? Is it a car? Who knows? Has an engine and it shits everywhere.
Has it got the hump? Has it got like the humps?
It's got humps on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're like storage compartments, like a roof box.
Yeah.
But they're two humps instead. Either that or they have a really tall driver and they've had to cut a hole in the roof of the car with the hump on so he can sit in. And then he's got a little
humps. Yeah, you can get the 5-door, which is 2 humps.
Exactly.
For the passengers.
Yes. And they've got little periscopes that go down to the windscreen so you can see what's going on.
And you can have a nice like camel camper van.
Yeah. A camper van.
A camper van.
Camper van.
No, because it's just camper. You can put camel and camper together.
It's just camper.
Camper.
Or what about cam?
Camel van. Yeah.
Camel van. Camel van. I love it.
I would like to see some drawings of a camel van.
I am going to approach Elon Musk, see if he wants to send a camel van into space.
We'd get on with Elon Musk because he also hates unions.
He does. Yes.
So,
it's a genius idea.
Hey, Elon, we also crushed our, workers' rights.
Elon, if you're listening, drop us a message and we'll come up with this camel van concept and send it to space. Yeah. Awesome.
Camel space. Camel Man
in the camel van going to space.
Does that mean that the existence of Camel Man sort of suggests like that Camel Man was once afraid of camels?
Yes, he was once afraid of camels, and then he fell down a very dry well.
It's dry.
Into a cave of camels.
Yeah, and there's that really nice scene where he sort of stands up and there's other camels.
And the camels are all flying. They're all flying around him.
Yeah.
And and then there's some proper
camels
dramatic.
Scare me. Now they will scare my enemies.
Exactly. And that is how Camel Man became to be. And then he converted the dry well into the camel cave.
The camel cave.
Where he parks.
Camel cave. Camels have nothing to do with caves.
Where he parks his camel van.
Which is really fuel efficient. And he can take, a family of 6 down to Rill.
Yeah.
In the camel van.
And back again.
If there are any American listeners, I'm worried that I've just completely given them like a geographical destination that they have no reference to. Rill is a place.
Literally, they're literally like texting their friends like, "Hey man, what's a rill?
Hey man, what's a rill? Are you going to the Gamma Moo frat party this weekend?
Have you got your
I heard Camel Man's gonna be there."
With his camel van. I don't know if we have any American listeners. Oh yeah, I think we do have a couple of American listeners. We also have one from the land of the platypus. I believe we have one listener from Australia.
Wow.
I know.
As a platypus.
Yeah, probably.
Can he send us a platypus?
Yeah. If you're listening, you know who you are. I'm not going to name
names. You're out
names.
there because we have analytics.
I also know the person.
Well, then why can't you just get him to send us a flipping platypus? That's a flat-packed platypus, by the way. A platypus.
They have got right. They've told me about this like platypus shop. It doesn't sell platypi. Doesn't sell platypi, but it sells platypus themed things. So they got some like boots. They're like Doc Martens or something with like a little platypus branding on. They're really cool.
Why haven't we heard about this? And how can we contact them about sponsorship?
Let me find the name of said place. Let's Google it.
It's sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. wait, I realise that we're advertising Raid fucking Shadow Legends.
There you go. It's called
because I've turned it into a joke.
Right. It's called Platypus Shoes.
Oh wow.
So there's
they're not made from platypuses because we discussed that, didn't we? They used to make stuff out of the fur, didn't they? So they better not be made.
No, they're not.
Platypus.
I think they're all made from like not real leather and stuff. They're very environmentally friendly. So platypus shoes in Kennington, Australia, Sydney, Australia, Mowbray, Australia. There are more. There are many. Brisbane City. Sydney. What's the difference? Oh no, there's another one in Sydney. It's fine. Adelaide, Elizabeth, Adelaide, West Beach, Melbourne, Noarlunga Centre, Perth, Loganholme, Shepparton, Bondi.
Seems to have migrated to the UK halfway through that list.
I know.
Went on a journey.
Yeah, there's plenty of them, and they're called platypus shoes. So if you are going to Australia, go and support them.
We need a PO box, don't we? We need a PO box.
We 100% need a PO box for people to send us stuff. They're just a generic shoe shop by the looks of it. I've just actually
damn
it. So oh my god, that's an amazing hashtag. I wish we could steal that, but we can't.
What is it?
So if you sign up for their newsletter, you become part of the hashtag PlatFam. PlatFam.
Oh, we need to get on Twitter to them. We need to. Can we become honorary members of the platform?
Yes. So
we can start like competing hashtag. Like
Justin Platypus Pilot. Is that not what we called?
Yeah, it is.
Pilot episode.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Platypus Pilot. They did. Platypus Pilot is the home of the best new brands at Platypus. No, I want an actual platypus shoe, not made of platypus. I should put that on. Not actually made of platypus. Let me search in the store for the word platypus. So there we go. It's a crossover with Timberland and Platypus.
The musician.
I've never heard of a musician called Platypus, but okay. Hey! So the 320 Australian dollars. Now, bear in mind, Australian dollars, that's not a lot in pounds.
Yeah, but I reckon the import costs would be pretty astronomical.
I mean, these are incredible. I know people watching or listening to this can't see, but I'm sending you a link so you can have a look at them because they are fantastic. So yeah, if you're in Australia, go and support Platypus by buying some Platypus shoes. The Timberlands, they're quite nice. Just plain black boots.
Yes, platypushose.com.
Yeah.
They make hose for guys shaped like platypuses.
Platypus Shoes has partnered with Timberland with the release of this Save the Platypus 6-inch premium waterproof boot. To help,
it goes to
to help save the platypus $10 from every purchase of the Timberland times platypus boot during the campaign period. which is now over, will be donated to the Australian Platypus Conservancy.
Well, I would have approved of that message if it was still ongoing.
Even so, I'd buy them. I don't even wear boots. I'm literally like exclusive to DC, but I would wear those.
Yeah,
they're cool. I like those.
I'll put them on a shelf just as like a badge that.
That's amazing. So I mean, Platypus, if you want to hook us up with a couple of Timberland times Platypus shoes,
please. Good God,
you're more than welcome to.
We can't afford to do this. We
could probably
jobs.
We could probably. We could probably
sat here doing it for the pay us money.
We could probably cover the import charges. Maybe.
I'm so poor.
Oh man. Platypus shoes.
So
incredible.
We went from Platypus's cure COVID to Platypus shoes. It's good to be back, mate.
It's amazing to be back. This is why we're called the Procrastinating Platypi Podcast.
Tell us the news, Tom.
The news. It's news time. We need a jingle there. 100% we need.
Welcome to the newsroom.
Like after you go, tell us the news, Tom. We need a jingle. Okay. It's Platypi news time with Tom. Okay. Welcome to the news at Platypus. Today's news. Yeah, put that in post edit.
You need the camera so you can look at the camera this way and be like, "Welcome."
I should have
look. I'm wearing a suit tie.
What do they do in the news like things? It's like the lights are faded and then they're like
yeah, just talking to each other.
Yeah.
And you stack some papers.
Yeah, and then it's bong.
Yeah.
The news at Platypus. Cape Cod fisherman okay after whale gulps him down and spits him out.
Fishermen, don't imagine they're very tasty.
If I mean, fishermen's friends are, but I don't know about the fishermen.
I was just going to make that joke about
hey!
And I was going to be like, but no one outside of like this country, maybe even Lancashire, would like even remotely get that joke. That's so niche.
Fishermen's friends are made down the road. Maybe we can get a sponsorship with them.
This is it. We're really whoring ourselves out this episode, aren't we? We're begging for it.
Once we finish recording, you come pick me up. We'll go to the Fisherman's Friend Factory, even though there's probably nobody there, and we'll try and get a sponsorship. Let's do it. So yeah, a Cape Cod fisherman is okay after a whale gulps him down and spits him out. This is fairly recent news. So this was June the 11th. So it was about a month ago.
It's on the Boston Herald.
Yeah. So a Cape Cod fisherman is recovering after miraculously emerging without serious injuries from spending nearly a minute in the maw of a humpback whale who mistook him for a snack. I don't think they mistook him for a snack. I'm pretty sure they knew he was a snack.
A maw is an excellent word.
What is a maw? I was going to ask that. I'm assuming
it's it's just a fun way of saying mouth. A toothy maw.
Okay. So the guy wrote on Facebook, Michael Packard is his name. I don't know if that's any relation to Hewlett Packard, but he said, I was lobster diving and a humpback whale tried to eat me. Just casually.
Yeah, that's such a I like this man. I respect this man. Tells you how it is.
Can you imagine scrolling through your Facebook feed? OMG, my 5-year-old child has just said their first word. Yeah. Carry on to the next one. It's just
#blessed.
Yeah, somebody sharing a meme of what's his name? what's his name? That joke's out of the water now.
Loki spoilers.
Pun intended. So, and then you just come across, I was lobster diving and a humpback whale tried to eat me. No emojis, no hashtags, just literally, I was lobster diving and a humpback whale tried to eat me.
What occurs to me is how this man felt just being casually picked up by a whale. I wonder if that's how the lobsters feel when they're around him.
Probably.
They're minding their own business. And
by
this giant creature.
Yeah, but he doesn't put them in his maw.
That's true. He does not maw them.
Can you imagine if lobster fishermen were like fucking squirrels and just shoved lobsters into their mouth to keep them warm? Yeah. That'd be pretty interesting. So I'm going to read what it says on the article.
Yes, please do. Yes, yeah.
Because the pun in the first couple of words is amazing.
Puns are strong in this article. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
This salty tale begins innocuously. There you go. That's first pun. With 56-year-old sea captain Packard on Friday morning looking for lobsters near Provincetown, where he's from. He dove into the ocean to check a trap when a passing whale gulped him down.
Now, you can tell you've got kids because you're reading this like a children's story, and I'm here for it. I'm all aboard. Please continue.
Okay. He was in a whale's mouth for 30 to 40 seconds, and then he was spit out. His mother, local painter Anne Packard, told the Herald on Friday afternoon. That's it. Get a plug in for your art there, Annie. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Get his mum in. She won't shut up about him.
What I want to know is, how old is his mum if he's 56? She's got to be in her 70s or 80s.
Yeah.
And she's a local painter. Go on, Anne.
Supporting her son.
Should we see if we can get Anne on the episode next week?
She's the real story. Never mind the son. It's all about Anne.
The thing is that I feel like the son was maybe lying a bit. Because... Oh, no, he wasn't. Ignore me. He said it's the Boston Herald said that he spent nearly a minute. I mean, 30 to 40 seconds isn't nearly a minute. That's half a minute. It's not nearly a minute. Lies. Anyway, on with the article. Michael Packard, on his way out from the hospital just a few hours later, told a local TV reporter he thought that was it for him.
Whale's mouth.
I realised I'm in a whale's mouth and he's trying to swallow me. A shaken sounded Picard. Not Picard, that's Jean-Luc.
Patrick Stewart.
If I could
do a decent impression, I would.
A shaken sounding Packard told WBZ or Z. I thought to myself, hey, this is it. I'm going to die.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what. He's a very.
I survived all those battles with the Klingons, and here I am.
I don't know if it's just the writing, but he seems a very laid-back person.
I like him.
This is it. I'm gonna die.
I like him.
But happily, his physical recovery seemed to be going swimmingly.
Second pun. Pun number 2.
Medical personnel had suspected he had broken at least one of his legs, but it appeared he escaped even that, his mother said. He doesn't have any broken bones, she said. He's terribly fortunate.
Terribly fortunate.
She said she'd just talked to him. She said she'd just talked to him on the phone, and they didn't get too far into what it's like in a whale's mouth. Why not? I want to know everything.
I've just been in a whale's mouth.
I know. But she did say, he said he knew it was the end. He absolutely accepted it. Right, this guy is so laid back. It's unbelievable.
I love him. He's a hero. It gets better, though.
It does. Humpback don't actually eat people. Experts say this kind of behaviour is essentially unheard of and likely is just a freak incident. A fluke, if you will. There's a pretty good...
You've written that like it's a pun. But
it's not. No, it's not.
I'm not sure if it is. Is it a pun? Please write to us and tell us if that is a pun. I don't like missing puns, so please inform me if I've missed a pun.
There's a pretty good chance no one outside of the Nineveh-bound biblical figures can match Packard's story.
Bible reference.
Bible reference. Marine mammal expert Peter Corcoran of the New England Aquarium told the Herald that humpback whales are gulp feeders who eat by
Much like
unhinging
yourself.
their mouth. Yes, exactly like me. This is exactly how I eat. So
Your jaw,
they eat by
like
unhinging their mouths and taking big lunges through the water. I just do it through the air.
Yeah.
And when you're 50 feet long and weigh 30 tons, as humpbacks can, sometimes you don't really have too much fine control over where you're headed, he noted. They slurp up as much as they can and then swallow it down, he said, noting that he's never heard of a human being scooped up like this. This one was probably looking to snatch up some fish when Packard ended up in the wrong place at the wrong time. You could say that again. I mean,
the wrong place at the wrong time.
There's wrong place, wrong time, and then there's getting swallowed by a humpback whale.
Being spat out again.
Yeah. So then they go on to say that there's actually evidence that humpbacks can be altruistic towards humans. And the happy ending to this whale tale could be another such case, given that Packard said the whale swam to the surface to spew him out. It's perfectly believable that the whale was trying to help him.
Yeah, he thinks, oh my God, there's humans down here. Humans can't, he's going to die.
Yeah.
Best get him out of here.
Either that.
Lobster's trying to kill him.
Or it's like, when we're going to throw up, and we get that kind of before we throw up. Yeah. And then we run to the toilet, don't we? Or somewhere that's safe to throw up. Yeah, that's exactly what the whale was doing. He was like, I got human in my mouth. And then swam up to the surface and blah.
Hold me fins back. Hold me fins back.
But
wait, Tom. It gets better.
Yes, it does.
I would like to say that this is partly explored on the internet backwater known as Reddit, where what's his name? Sorry, who was this guy's name?
Hewlett Packard. No, Michael Packard.
Where Michael's son did a Reddit Ask Me Anything, which is on behalf of his dad, right?
Oh, right. So it wasn't just on behalf of himself.
Yeah, he was.
Did your dad actually get swallowed by a whale? Yes, he did. Next question, please.
So his dad's not very tech savvy, apparently. So he did it on his behalf. Very interesting. But they spoke about this briefly, which is that this is not the first time Michael's had a brush with death and, walked away scot-free.
Go.
Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Anne noted this. And Packard noted that Michael, good old Anne, painter,
Oh.
in a nasty plane crash years ago in Costa Rica. He was fishing there and was able to walk away. So he survived being eaten by a whale and he survived a plane crash while he was fishing. How you can fish from a plane is beyond me.
I'd be giving up fishing.
Yeah.
I'd
blessed, I guess.
I'd be making a nice career on land where I don't have to fly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he caused the crash by trying to fish out of the plane.
This man's just got really absurd ways to attempt to take his own life, and they've all failed. He tried being in a plane crash. Nope, survived that. Tried getting eaten by a whale. Nope.
Or as I like to call it, Pinocchio'd himself.
Yeah.
I've been sitting on that one for a couple of minutes. I mean, I can
either someone, upstairs really likes him.
Yeah.
Or they really hate him and they just want him to suffer. In a litany of cruel and humorous ways.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm going to go with the latter. I mean, I would. I'd have a laugh. I'd be like, right, let's think of all the ways we can nearly kill him, but then he survives.
Anne Packard, and this is illustrative, I think, of the point that Anne makes. So the last time she talked to him before the whale consumption incident, she told him he needs to write a book about all of his weird experiences. But Michael laughed it off. He's not one for this kind of attention, she said. I noticed that, Anne, because you've got more interview in this article than Michael has.
Yeah. Anne loves the publicity. I bet she was like, when the journalists came round to interview her, she was like, and this is my painting of the Mona Lisa.
It's her. She keeps like sending whales after
Yes.
her. She wants the attention.
Conspiracy.
It's Whalehausen by proxy.
Whalehausen by proxy. I wonder what she's going to do next.
Trying to bump him off.
I mean, if we get her on the show next week, we can find out. Turn into a true crime podcast. They're popular at the moment.
We can do that.
Yeah.
All we need is like I'll go outside and I'll record footage of me walking on gravel. They love that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I can accost some person on the street and ask them about a murder.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know, I'll just live here. And then we end it on a cliffhanger saying, oh, but that was the last time that I never painted a picture. Will she die? And at the start of the next episode, we go, no, she didn't die.
No, she didn't die. But she did paint a lovely Mona Lisa.
And we didn't know who did it. That's the problem with these true crime podcasts.
I know.
It's they all sort of end the same way.
Yeah.
We don't know who did it.
Should we see if we can get Ted Bundy on?
I heard he's all the rage.
He is.
You know.
Or
perhaps he can sing us some songs from High School Musical.
Maybe. Or Joe Exotic.
No, he's had enough airtime on this podcast already.
I know, but...
And indeed, Michael told the Herald to fuck off and leave me alone. He sent them a text message Friday afternoon that he was simply too swamped with attention and didn't want to talk public anymore about the experience. So the Boston Herald have harangued him and made this article about him that he clearly didn't want to exist. Yeah, Anne was all for it.
And Anne's loving life. I bet she's sold at least 3 of her paintings in the past month.
Yeah.
Anne
says he doesn't want to make a big deal out of it, but it's becoming a big deal. I mean, how many people have been in the mouth of a whale?
It depends what you mean by being in the mouth of a whale. Do you mean physically whole body inside the mouth of a whale, or just part of your DNA inside the mouth of a whale?
But I mean, let's face it, that DNA you put inside the whale wouldn't stay there very long, because there's one thing we've learned today is that whales spit and don't swallow.
Yes. That is the perfect ending.
I've been sitting on that for ages.
That is the perfect ending to the episode.
And you set me up for it. Like, perfectly. Yes. You were like, bit of DNA. And I was like, this is it. This is my chance. It's going to make a sex joke.
Yeah, I did.
Spit, and I can make the spit or swallow joke. And it'll be great.
That was perfect. We've peaked.
You set him up, mate. I'll knock him down.
You don't need a whole series. You get in this episode. This is the peak. Only downhill from here.
Oh, right then. Well, viewers online, welcome to your peek behind the curtain, because you now realise that we tend to record for about an hour.
Yeah.
And then we chop that up.
We do.
To a nice 20-minute whale size spew.
And if you're listening on Spotify, Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Deezer, I can't even remember all of them. We're on all of them. If you do want a peek behind the scenes, go and check out our YouTube channel. It's Platypi Podcast, obviously. And yeah, it's been amazing, Johnny. It's been amazing to be back.
It's good to be back. I've missed you.
I've missed you too.
Roll on next week.
Roll on next week. What have we got next week?
We don't know really. And that's another thing these viewers might not realize, is that we don't tend to know what we're doing next week when we're recording this week. So
it's true.
We tend to do the coming next week bit after the fact.
Yeah. And also the intro on today's episode.
Oh yeah.
That gets done after as well.
Because you might also realise that we don't actually know what we're going to talk about.
No, we don't. This is like totally improvised.
Right. Well, it's been a pleasure.
It's been beautiful. I think we're meant to say something that we didn't say last time. Subscribe.
What was that?
Subscribe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That is what YouTubers say.
Yeah. And podcasters now as well. Subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel or both. Send us an email. platypipodcast@gmail.com. That's platypipodcast@gmail.com. Anything.
Podcast@gmail.com.
We've had some interesting emails over the break, which we'll go into over the next couple of episodes.
When it's a slow news day, we'll have a mailbox episode.
Yes. But that's it. I've been Johnny.
And I've been Tom with a H.
Thumb. And we will speak to you next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.